morning, everybody. I'm Vera Stewart, and welcome to the VeryVera Show. And I'm so thrilled that you invited me into your home tonight, and you have also invited a very special guest, Virginia Willis, all the way from Massachusetts, Atlanta. She's coastal everywhere. But food author, cookbook writer, food blogger, celebrity, just the list goes on. And I'm just so thrilled that you made time in your schedule to do this.
I'm so excited to be here. I love coming home.
Well,
home.
I know it. And we are introducing
Lighten Up, y'all.
Lighten Up, y'all. And if you haven't noticed, she has also lightened up. And we are so excited to be one of the very first audiences to get the experience of you preparing these dishes. I've already previewed the book. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
We are making some very special things tonight. We have a theme tonight, correct?
We do, seafood special. And I think that one of the things that I wanted to share with the world about this book is that Southern food doesn't have to be and isn't always unhealthy.
Right.
You know, that's really the truth of it. So
you know, honestly, looking at the book, when it arrived for me to review, I got that feeling. You know, you would think that you would just be looking at ingredients that weren't interesting or photography of those Southern dishes that we know and love. There's nothing different about it. You would have no idea that you were looking at a lighter side book.
That's my main thing, is that the recipes had to taste delicious. And I wanted, it needs to be familiar, like recipes that people can really do at home, you know, things that people can do and want to eat. If you're gonna wanna lighten up your diet, you have to wanna eat that food.
Absolutely.
So,
well, we have a theme going on tonight, and
seafood special.
Seafood, and I said we could call it seafood platter.
I like that too.
You know, that really kind of brings in the whole thing.
I like that too.
So we're making 3 dishes tonight.
We're going to start with a crab and celery remoulade, which is a classic sort of dish from New Orleans, and I've got a sneaky trick with mayonnaise that I'm going to share with y'all. And then we have a beer battered shrimp. So yes, you can have fried shrimp. It's just a different way of doing it.
All right.
And then we're also going to have a salmon patties with a caper sauce. Wow, delicious.
Okay,
so,
I'm loving
want
it.
to get cooking?
Let's get started.
Okay, so let me tell you the first thing. So we're going to make a sauce for our crab, and you know, mayonnaise, of course, is in so many different Southern ingredients, Southern dishes. And what I do here, and I'm going to ask you to start with me, is we're going to use mayonnaise, but instead of using all mayonnaise, I also use partially a 2% Greek yogurt.
Oh,
so you get that mayonnaise flavor, but when you're using a little bit of the yogurt, you reduce the calories and the fat.
This is the lighten up y'all part.
That's the lighten up y'all part.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let me put this here for you. I've got the garlic.
All right.
All right.
So I'm loving this already.
So big flavors are going to make the difference. And we've got some horseradish and some parsley. Get every last little bit there.
Now see, I've got the fun part that the child can do, right? So the little girl is coming out of me right now as I get to stir everything up.
Yeah, so well, that's exactly how I started cooking with my mama and my grandmother in Evans, you know. So, Mimi and Mama. So lemon zest, you can smell how delicious that smells, and lemon juice.
And she used a Myers lemon, which obviously is just loaded.
Myers. Right, and then hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce to taste. We've got some paprika, and then cayenne pepper. And of course the cayenne and the hot sauce you can do to your liking. And we've got the crab. And then what I also want to do is I put the celery in, and I think that people don't use celery enough.
Right,
you know what I mean?
That little bit of crunch.
It can make a difference.
And it's got some great flavor too.
And I cut it on a sharp diagonal like this, so you get more surface area, and it's also, look how pretty it is.
She knows what she's doing. It's amazing.
It's so pretty.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So I'll put that in there, and then we'll put a little bit in the crab. And then we have, you can use lump or jumbo lump.
Okay.
The jumbo.
So this dressing is just going to go
and the reason,
on top of that.
And the reason I make it in a separate bowl first and then drizzle it over is that you've paid all this money for this beautiful crab, and the more you stir it, the more it's going to break it up.
Right.
So you may as well combine that and then pour over as you need it and fold it together carefully.
Okay, well we are going to get this finished during the break, and when we come back, we're going to get started on that beer battered shrimp with the Bloody Mary cocktail sauce. So come back with us in just a few minutes. back, everybody, and if you're just joining us, you have just missed a crab remoulade that is absolutely delicious. But there's no problem, because you're going to be buying Virginia's brand new book, Lighten Up, Y'all, that is hot off the press this month. We're so excited about it. But while we were away during the break, Virginia got the remoulade sauce that she let me mix up, and it just smelled wonderful. It was really pretty in color. And, you know, you said not to toss it too much.
Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it. So now it's sitting, resting in the refrigerator.
That's a good life lesson.
Don't overdo it. Absolutely. And so while she was doing that, you also got your batter made
together, exactly.
for the beer batter shrimp. So what was involved in making the batter?
So the batter is a combination of cornstarch or rice flour, but cornstarch is often more easy for folks to find. Cornstarch, all-purpose flour, baking soda, and then beer.
Okay.
So that's the beer
and
part.
And you just mix that up.
And stir that together.
Okay.
And so what you'll notice is I have sort of a process here. So I have my batter, and then I have some panko, which is going to give it the crispy, because we're not deep frying this, we're just pan frying it.
Okay.
But I want to get started so we can sort of see this. So I'm adding some cilantro to the panko.
All right.
It's going to give it some little bit of color. And I have just a couple tablespoons of oil heating in my skillet. And I like to add some lemon so that as the shrimp are cooking, they pick up the flavor of that lemon as well.
Oh, that is such a great idea.
So I'm gonna.
And aren't these shrimp beautiful?
These are beautiful.
You know, it's a little early yet for shrimp, but Fresh Market, our pals over at the Fresh Market, that's where we got the shrimp, and they are beautiful.
Well, Vera, I know that you know that I'm on the advisory board for the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and they have a program called Seafood Watch, and that helps folks understand and realize what sustainable seafood to eat.
Oh.
So the way that it works is there's a program called Seafood Watch, and the scientists look at it, and they look at the availability of the species and how it's harvested and all these different things. And basically, green means go, yellow means think about it,
okay,
and red means avoid. And so all the seafood that we're using today on the show that we got from Fresh Market is good to go.
Okay, so we've got the website up on the screen right now, but the other thing is you can do an app for your phone.
Yes.
So if you are deciding what you're going to make for the weekend, you can go to that app and it'll give you the green light if you're thinking you want shrimp.
Right.
If it doesn't give you the green light,
then avoid it.
You make another choice.
And one of the things that I always suggest to people, and you'll see this here, I want to show you on this shrimp, what we're doing is, folks overcook shrimp. They really do. So, but this is just going to cook, and once the panko is going to brown, and the shrimp will start to turn pink, and I've got this on a sort of a medium heat, and then we'll turn it, but it's not deep frying. And these shrimp are wild American shrimp. We want wild shrimp. We don't want farmed shrimp.
All right, now you've got me making the Bloody Mary cocktail sauce.
That sounds like a party.
And honestly, Virginia, from and I know I just clammed my microphone, but from the catering side, I was always looking for more descriptive terminology, or if I was working with somebody that had a particular theme, and there's just something so appetizing going from just plain cocktail shrimp to Bloody Mary. But the interesting part is
the vodka.
It actually uses vodka, you guys. So we've got just
plain old ketchup.
Okay, and you did a low sodium.
You can do low sodium. And
this is the vodka, so
pure vodka.
Don't think it's water. We're doing the real deal tonight.
But there's a little bit of food science behind it. So what happens is there are flavor compounds in tomatoes that are only brought out with the addition of alcohol.
Oh.
So we've got the ketchup.
So you're telling me it's good for me?
It's good for you. And it's going to taste delicious. I'll turn these. I think I've got one that's almost ready to turn.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep mixing here.
You keep mixing. We got Worcestershire
sauce, and you can also do the low sodium on that.
Horseradish.
And she's loving horseradish tonight.
It's got a lot of flavor. Celery salt. And then a little bit of hot sauce.
We're going to kick it up with a little hot sauce.
Look, these are starting to turn golden brown.
Yes.
And we'll just...
And there's nothing like a cast iron skillet when you're doing these sorts of things. So we're going to keep cooking that shrimp. And when we come back from the break, we're going to get started on those delicious salmon patties with a lemon caper sauce. So come back with us in just a few minutes. This is my favorite little nook in my kitchen. This is where I start the day. The alarm goes off at 4:30 and I'm right here making my hot tea. So let's talk about some of the etiquette involved in having hot tea or coffee and how to drink and enjoy it properly. When you're doing tea, of course, you've got your tea bag that'll go in and soak and steam for a few minutes. You want to put it on the saucer or on a napkin when you're finished and not leave it on the counter. If you're using equal or sugar or any other sweetener with it, again, use those, leave it on the saucer, or if there's a vessel nearby where you can put those, or even a trash can, you want to get rid of that. Of course, we all know that you're not supposed to dip anything into your coffee or tea before you eat it. That's my little breakfast snack. And then making sure that you just leave the area tidy. I know I'm guilty of that myself. Just clean up where you are and enjoy that wonderful way to start your morning. Welcome back, and we are well on our way to a delicious seafood extravaganza tonight. And Virginia, thank you again so much for joining me and for introducing the Augusta audience to this wonderful new cookbook, Lighten Up, y'all. So while we were away during the break, you think that you have had fried shrimp. You have not had it until you've had these lightly breaded, beer battered, pan-seared shrimp that look like they were fried.
Yep.
I mean, you're looking at them right now. They're just unbelievable. And we're going to be tasting them at the end of this segment. So now we're on to salmon patties.
Exactly.
Is this kind of like a salmon croquette?
It's not your mama's salmon croquette.
It's not your mama's salmon croquette.
It's a little bit different. We're going to use fresh salmon, and I'm serving it with a lemon caper sauce, which I know my mama never served her salmon croquettes with a lemon caper sauce.
Oh, wow. Okay, so while we were on the break, you did something very cool to that lemon.
So the first thing I did was I zested it because there's so much essential oils there. So I just zested the outside, and then I did a term in French technique. It's called poulet à vif. And so that's basically poulet à vif. It's basically skinning the lemon. And so literally I trimmed off the outside of the lemon all the way around the lemon and then sectioned it so that the pieces are fairly whole.
Yes.
See, and then so as we stir it together, they'll break up, but it really gives us like burst of lemon freshness for our salmon
because
patties.
you've actually got pieces of the lemon in there.
Exactly.
And you know, audience warning, don't try this at home. Did you see the size of the knife that she was using?
Yeah, maybe a smaller one.
All right. Well, what else goes in that wonderful sauce?
So this has, this is almost like a homemade tartar sauce, and I'm just going to show people how to do this. But you know, obviously, tartar sauce would be good. The great thing about this, though, is like it's a tartar sauce, but it doesn't have any mayonnaise in it. So I have the mustard and the onion and the celery, and then I'm going to add some capers. And these are actually the bud of a flowering bush that are hand-picked and pickled.
And that's why they're so expensive.
And that's why they're so expensive. They're
but
literally
so delicious.
Yeah, so I'll chop these.
Okay.
And maybe if you want to start with the salmon.
Okay.
So essentially, I microwave the onion and the celery. So instead of sauteing it in oil, I just microwaved it.
Okay, so that's how you get the limpness and the translucent appearance to it, by microwaving it instead of putting it in a hot skillet with oil.
Right, because of course you know this, but we don't want to put raw onion and celery in our salmon patties, because as the salmon patties cook, the onion and the celery would cook and release moisture, which would make for a soggy patty. So whenever you're adding onion and celery.
We got this salmon at the fresh market too.
Yes, and this is fresh Alaskan salmon. And then panko, okay, so these are breadcrumbs, and you can use the regular panko or whole wheat.
Okay.
An egg. This is going to be our binder.
And then this is...
that's a little bit of mustard. It's going to give it some great flavor.
And this is just like a Dijon mustard.
Exactly, exactly. And
parsley.
Some parsley. And a pinch of cayenne. I've got a lot measured out there. It's just a pinch.
You don't want me to throw all that in there.
No. To light your mama up, salmon patties.
And
a little bit of garlic, so freshly chopped garlic.
Do you want all that?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
And then I'm going to ask you to season it. I'll season it with a little bit of salt.
Okay. And a little bit of pepper.
And then I have an ice cream scoop because I think that is an awesome tool to use. And then I have a...
and she said, you know, Vera, you can use your ice cream scoop for things other than ice cream.
You can. So the key to this is I have a Silpat, which is a reusable silicone baking sheet, but you could also use parchment paper or a non-stick baking sheet. But what we're going to do,
is that good enough?
I think that's fine because as it cooks, so pack it in there nicely and then put it directly on the Silpat.
Oh, wow.
And then we'll just push it down just slightly, but that's it. Quit, don't touch it.
Okay.
Quit moving it around because if you move it around, it's gonna, you know, kind of fall apart. And I loved your idea.
Yeah, because I thought, you know, I'm always thinking about the catering side of things. But if you wanted to do this as little ones,
this would be,
you know, like as a past hors d'oeuvre, that would be great.
Right. So I'll ask you if you want to like keep scooping
going.
Those.
I will.
And the last thing that I do for the lemon caper sauce is add a little bit of olive oil.
Let's see if I can do it as good as you.
You can do it. I know you can. There you go. So this is fresh salmon. It's what you can do is when you go to the fishmonger, go to the fish department, you can ask your fishmonger to skin the salmon for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, well we're going to get these in a what degree oven?
Like 350 until it's cooked all the way through. It's going to be about 10 minutes.
Okay. And when we come back from the break, we're going to have all of this displayed. We're going to do a little sampling, and then she's going to give us a few more introductory teasers about this new cookbook, Lighten Up, Y'all. Welcome back, and as you can see, we created a seafood
feast.
We've said extravaganza, we've said platter, we've said it all, but honestly, Virginia, I mean, you cannot tell me that this is Lighten Up, Y'all.
It is. It's not only lightened up, it's all sustainable. So we're good to go on both ends.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's start with the very first thing that was made.
So we started out with the crab and celery remoulade, and I'm serving this in a lettuce wrap. So you can serve it like a salad, how we have here, or it can almost be like a finger food. And this is lump crab meat combined with shallot and mustard and celery and a little bit of horseradish, and it's got so much flavor. And the combination of mayonnaise and yogurt instead of just mayonnaise.
I mean, and it's not greasy.
No,
you know, because you get that like aftertaste with mayonnaise.
Right. So you would never know that's lightened up.
No.
No, and I love the fact you could obviously serve it with crackers, but I love serving it with lettuce or maybe cucumber pieces or in a celery.
Can y'all see my face? I am having a fit here.
So easy, and you can make that ahead.
Let's have.
All right, and then we have the beer batter shrimp.
Oh man, and this is just gorgeous. And you know, the thing is, it looks fried.
Yes. So we've pan fried it, and it's being served. We're going to serve it with the Bloody Mary cocktail sauce.
I know, that's so cool with the celery.
So it's pan fried. It's got that crispness, and it's crunchy, and yet the shrimp are all the way done. It's not deep fried. So Lighten Up, Y'all is not about saying no. It's about saying yes.
Oh my goodness!
It's just making smarter choices. Don't you love that? And I love the lemon. The lemon gives it that flavor.
And that crisp. You know, like I said, the panko gives you that crunch like it was deep fried.
Exactly.
Oh, I gotta put that back because it's so pretty. And I'll eat the whole thing.
And then this last dish, this is,
I'll give you one. Yeah.
So this last dish is the salmon patty, and we're serving that with the lemon caper sauce. So a couple different things. It's baked.
Okay.
The onion and the celery are cooked in the microwave, and so they're tender, don't exude moisture. It's baked on the Silpat till it's all the way done. It's not fried, and then instead of serving it with tartar sauce, we're serving it with this lemon caper sauce. Just got that flavor.
You
All
cannot
about
buy
flavor.
this book fast enough, believe me. Give a real quick shout out to the seafood link.
So make sure to check out seafoodwatch.org so you can find out about your best sustainable seafood choices.
Right, when you get ready to purchase to make these dishes, be sure to go online or go to your local bookstore to get this new book, Lighten Up, y'all. It's gonna just go crazy off the charts. I wanna thank Virginia again. She is such a good friend. She's helping me so much with my own cookbook, giving me advice and suggestions. I cannot thank her enough. I want you to remember that no matter what you do it in good taste, and I have done it tonight by having Virginia and these wonderful recipes. So come back and join us again next Saturday for another episode of the VeryVera Show.